residents across the Commonwealth. And joining us now to discuss the bills and what they could mean for local residents is Pete Sepp. He is president of the National Taxpayers Union. We're so glad you're here.
Glad to be back.
So let's talk about your response to this latest action by these Virginia lawmakers. Does this come at all as a surprise to you?
Unfortunately not, because all the way from the local up to the federal level, public officials don't seem to understand the fact that many of the things they do, taxes, regulations, overspending, actually contribute to the affordability problem that we're experiencing right now. About a year and a half ago, I was testifying before the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau about what they call junk fees in a mortgage closing situation. Well, they wouldn't hear the fact that 44% of the typical mortgage closing consists of government taxes and fees. They are the ones driving up the costs of affording a home.
It's a wide variety of legislation. Why don't you break down some of the more concerning bills that could impact local residents?
Yeah, there are really three categories of tax hikes here, and I see this all across the country when they want to avoid political accountability for their proposals. First, they want to tax that person behind the tree. You have a tax on large employers, a tax on wealthier residents. You have a tax on hotel guests who can't vote in the jurisdiction that's taxing them. Those proposals are very concerning. You also have the nickel and dime variety taxes on ride shares, Uber deliveries, for example. There's an even higher tax on Northern Virginia residents, and they're portraying it as, well, it's only 4 cents or an extra 1.6 cents on the dollar. You'll never notice it. Well, if you use rideshare often enough, that's going to add up. The third category they're trying is these once-in-a-blue-moon taxes. They're big taxes, but they occur on things that most people don't do very often, like buy a new car, purchase a gas-powered leaf blower. All of these things constitute a huge increase in Virginia's tax burden that is unaffordable, especially when states to the south and west of Virginia are cutting their taxes. Only Maryland is raising taxes or considering it.
Let's talk about the surplus that Virginia has right now. Why are these proposals rather necessary when you consider that?
They certainly don't seem necessary unless you have big spending plans in the future and you need a way to cover those spending plans without tapping rainy day funds. And of course, just because you want to spend more money does not constitute a rainy day situation. So that's really probably what's at work here. Now, would all 50 or so of these proposals get enacted? Certainly not. But with one party controlling the legislature and the governor's mansion, you have to look at the volume of legislation being introduced heading in one direction, and you realize the momentum is with higher taxes, and some of these will get through.
Let's talk about residents who might be watching right now. What are your recommendations for them? How can they push back and make their concerns known?
First of all, residents need to recognize those three types of taxes I just spoke about and realize even if you are not immediately affected by them, you will be down the road in the form of a stagnant economy with fewer opportunities. Maryland has failed to learn that lesson. Virginia, unfortunately, may have to. So the very first thing to do, be aware of these sneak attacks on your wallet and demand from your lawmakers, Republican or Democrat, that they be more fiscally responsible with your money.
All right, that is Pete Sepp. He is president of the National Taxpayers Union. Again, we thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
And straight ahead.